Go ahead.
Did I leave the stove on? I remember taking the macaroni out and straining it, but I think that sucker's still going.
Say the exact same thing again. Just go closer to the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Talk into it, not on top of it.
No, Thursday won't work. We'll have to change it to Sunday. Yeah, no, with all the money I'm making right now, I just don't got any time. All right, Valerie. You know, I'm working out some deals, so expect a raise coming your way. All right, ciao. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. My name is Michael Vassos, VP of Marketing over at Maverick Incorporated. Today, you are here to learn about the fundamentals of negotiation. You're here because you want to figure out how to master the art of the deal. Well, let me tell you, you can't master the art of the deal until you master the art of effective communication. Effective communication creates effective results. Watching this video will change you for the better. Good communication skills are crucial in the world of business. Regardless of your ability to utilize negotiation tactics and basics, the foundation of an impactful deal lies within communication. For this corporate trainer, we will take you through basic communication skills, body language, and situations regarding threats and defensive positions. Communication. Many aspects of speaking fall under effective communication. Listening, clarity, and friendliness are three that we will focus on in this category. First, listening. In order to receive and give information correctly and appropriately, you must have your ears open. At its root, negotiation is hearing different interests from different angles and coming to an agreement that makes both parties happy. Coming to an agreement is made especially challenging when one or both parties chooses not to pay attention. To help us today, our stunning models, Andrew and Matthew, will be acting out the situations.
Well, they both represent good investments.
Did I leave the stove on? I remember taking the macaroni out and straining it, but shoot, I think that sucker's still going.
If there is a downturn in the business cycle.
Let's try that again.
Well, they both represent good investments. One is more profitable, but one has more risk.
In this case, Matthew was able to listen to what Andrew wanted. In most cases, listening is more important than speaking in negotiation. Keep that in mind. Now, clarity. While it may sound ridiculous, don't play any mind games with your negotiation. If you want something out of a deal, speak what it is and make it simple for the other parties to understand your interest.
So I'll give you some G Fuel in exchange for that PS3 controller.
So what do you propose?
Okay, so I'll keep my G Fuel. I'll just take this and your cell phone and your shirt.
The old bait and switch tactic. Nice try, Matthew, but that doesn't fly here. Clarity means to show candor about your interests, but also clarity means to be straightforward with your ideas.
The circumstances in which we enact our survival instincts and consume other organisms could provide advantageous benefits towards our current conversation.
What the f?
Whoa, slow down there, Eugene. Take two.
Would you like to discuss this over dinner?
Sure.
Much, much better. Clarity. Keep things simple. And finally, friendliness. Friendliness is important for two reasons. Firstly, it is important because you need to remember that you are not enemies in most circumstances with the person on the other side of the negotiation. It may feel like you're in a war, but trust me, you guys are friends working towards a common goal in order to achieve something great.
Draw.
By making yourself approachable, it will allow for a better negotiation, while if you're more hostile towards the other party, it may deter them and send them away. The second reason is it may actually help you to find out more interest from the other parties. For example, asking about family members or friends making small talk allows for potential to find interest within the messages. For example, my wife has a shop and it's not doing too well right now. Perhaps you can use information like that to convey a deal that allows for you to get more out of it, as well as to help out the other party's wife, for example.
Friendliness overall will help for a more solid negotiation and better terms in the future. Now let's move on to body language. Whether you realize it or not, body language is crucial in any form of social interaction. Roughly 90% of all communication is done through body language, while the other 10% is done verbally. That's a lot of percent. With that in mind, you must master the art of body language in order to convey confidence and a good message towards your negotiation. Let's start with some basics. Posture. When sitting down, sit up straight and look tall and look proud. Do not slouch. Slouching conveys a message that you don't really care about anything, while if you sit up tall, you will look much more confident. Aside from posture, there are a couple things you need to keep in mind when you're sitting down. Avoid fidgeting as much as possible. Fidgeting makes you look nervous and weak, so just have your hands nice and relaxed. If you have a pen in your hands and you know you're a clicker, put it in your pocket. Clicking is one of the most annoying things to have to deal with. It also shows nervousness if you repeatedly click your pen over and over again. It doesn't make for a very good negotiation. In addition, never, ever, ever pull out your phone unless it is absolutely necessary or the other party asks you to. The simple act of pulling out your phone shows incredible rudeness towards the other parties. Even if you put your phone on your desk, whether it's face up or face down is irrelevant, that just shows a message that the phone is more important than the negotiation. Have your phone in your pocket, turned off or on silent, and make sure it doesn't come out during your negotiation. When you're standing up, notice what you're doing with your arms. Avoid having your arms crossed. Arms crossed means you're mad about something or you disapprove. Avoid having your hands in your pockets, as that again shows that you do not care about what you're doing. If you have your arms glued to your side, you will look nervous and submissive. It's very simple. Have your arms relaxed at your sides with your hands on your hips, or have your hands in front of your waistband. Avoid over-exaggerated hand gestures. They're unnecessary in most circumstances. You don't really need to do them. Keep your hand gestures within your personal space and try not to exceed that. Next, a firm handshake. They are usually the initiator for any sort of social interaction, especially in the world of business. When you're giving a handshake, make sure it's a nice, firm handshake. Do not be all flimsy with your handshake. In addition, the standard hug or bro hug is not necessarily appropriate in most circumstances. Unless you're absolutely 100% best friends with the other parties, I would highly avoid doing any sort of hug because it might off-put the other party and make them feel a little uncomfortable. Keep eye contact. Eye contact throughout a negotiation shows that you actually care about what the other party is talking about. If your eyes begin to wander away from the other person speaking, that gives a message that you don't really care what the other person's talking about and that this is a waste of your time. Finally, smile. This may seem kind of pointless, but smile. Don't be frowning, don't be scowling, just have a nice smile. It'll make you look nice and it'll make you look more friendly. Now let's talk about threats. Threats are extremely harmful in every single negotiation. It doesn't matter if you're discussing $5,000 or $5,000. Threats really harm negotiations. Threats alienate every party involved. Threats often occur when you're on the defensive position and you feel personally attacked. Don't think of negotiations as personal attacks rather than pursuits to make both parties happy. And if that means offending you, so be it.
You know, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to up your interest rate from 3 to 5% due to the current trend of the market.
If you do that, I'm taking all your video games away for the week.
But Dad!
In a situation where something doesn't go your way, maybe try to talk it out instead of getting defensive. Let's see if we can try that again, but maybe with more of a level head.
Due to the current circumstances, I'm afraid I'll have to up the interest rate from 3% to 5%.
If you're doing that, you might be losing another customer.
Is that a threat?
No, it's a concern. I really can't afford that at the moment. Is there any way we'd be able to meet halfway, maybe?
In this case, the two parties were able to potentially close a gap between their interests without making any sort of threats. In the future, we hope you use some of our negotiation tactics to serve your best interests. Whether you're talking to your parents about staying an hour out past your curfew, or you're negotiating for millions of dollars. Anything you learn in this video can definitely help you in the future, and we hope that you use it to your advantage.